We are awaiting a decision from President Trump on the ceasefire agreement between the U.S. Could come at any moment. We're watching the White House carefully. This as a military advisor to President Trump is, quote, betraying diplomacy in these talks. Our foreign correspondent, Jeff Paul, is live in Dubai with the very latest.
My people no be smart now. This Biafra issue don't reach Donald Trump and he don't reach all the whole US government. Now, as it's not right now, war can happen at any time. I go want make una pay attention, listen to what US don't already plan. And they, in fact, the ethnicity will be say they talk say this thing I can spring out to war will be say will they happen right now. So share this video to everyone on every social media platform. No one just talk much. Watch this video to the end so that you can understand every single thing will they happen. The US journalists don't talk with him, it go to happen very soon. Just pay attention what to the end so that you can understand everything. Time for Biafra has come. Time for the declaration has come. From now henceforth to December, you go here say Biafra don't they declare because US don't really take them serious. They don't put body for this Biafra issue, and in no distant time, you go here say Biafra don't they declare. So don't forget to share this video to everyone, both Facebook, both WhatsApp, both TikTok, so that everybody go see what they go on. And like freedom for Mazana and the Kalam, freedom for the people of Biafra. The time we will see what they expect for Biafra declaration to come. In fact, they say war is going to happen at any single time. Share this video because of many people will not go agree for Nigeria, and the government will be say they fight against make division not happen, make Biafra no go. The thing will affect them. In fact, Pharaoh let my people go. Now will be say the thing won't happen. Share this video right now so everybody right now, so that everybody go doing what they go on. But share it right now so that all the whole Biafra go see what they go on.
Please wait. What is this news I'm hearing about Nigeria? Another civil war? God forbid. God forbid. But let me be frank with us. I could remember about 5 or 6 years ago when Nigeria was boiling, everywhere was shaking, and we were hearing rumors of civil war. I could remember vividly that I knelt down, I prayed to God. I said, God, Biafra is going to come in peace, and there will be no civil war in Nigeria, because I know very much that no nation survives 2 civil wars. Fast forward to today. Today, it's no longer about Biafra, but about the lives of Nigerians. And we are hearing another news. Please, I wouldn't analyze this news. I will allow you to hear it from the horse's mouth. Then you drop your comment in the comment section. But one thing I know is that no nation survives 2 civil wars.
Nigeria is edging closer to counter violence. The Fulani militant uprising in Nigeria might trigger a counterattack from other ethnic groups. That is my worry, and we must check it, because if we don't, we might pay dearly for it. So let me remind you of the consequences of counter-violence, because Nigeria is edging closer to counter-violence. If counter-violence is not the cure, then Nigeria faces a question more agonizing than any other. How does our people stop the violence that begets counter-violence without becoming the very engine of its own destruction? Look now at Nigeria. Criminal elements, armed, mobile, shadowy, move through the forest and farmlands. They call themselves many things, but Nigeria knows them by the name of an ethnic group, the Fulani. They kill, they kidnap, they burn villages. And in response, ethnic militias are rising. In Yoruba land at the moment, Sunday Igboho is raising Yoruba militias. You can see videos of them moving into the forest. That is how it starts. Why are they angry? Terrorists stormed schools in Orire, in Oyo State, kidnap teachers, kids, babies. The Berom fortified their hills. The Yoruba vigilantes gather, and each side serves the same terrible justification. We are only defending ourselves. They struck first. Let me remind you of July 1966 all over again. Only now, the uniform is not army uniform, but civilian marauders, and the admonition remains unchanged. The nation that cannot distinguish between the criminal and the king is already lost. When a Fulani bandit kills a thief farmer, the thief farmer's son does not see a criminal. He sees a Fulani. When the thief militia retaliates, burning a Fulani settlement, where no bandits live, the Fulani header's daughter does not see vigilantes. She sees thieves, and in that moment, the actual crime, the original act of banditry, becomes irrelevant. What matters now is identity. What matters now is blood. What matters now is revenge that no one can stop. So, how does a nation break this circle without disarming the innocent? How does it stop the violence that leads to counter-violence? First, the state must reclaim its monopoly on legitimate force. This is not merely a political slogan. It is the very definition of a state. When citizens take up arms because they no longer trust the government to protect them, the state has already failed. But the answer is not to crush the militias with greater violence. That is merely counter-violence by another name. The answer is to outgovern the bandits. It is to deploy competent, ethnically neutral security forces whose loyalty is to the law, not to a region. It is to track criminals by their deeds, not their dialect. It is to invest in intelligence, in rapid response, in rural courts, in roadways that connect isolated communities to the center. The state must become so present, so effective, so just, that the vigilante becomes unnecessary, not because he is suppressed, but because he is obsolete. Second, the Nigerian state must criminalize the act, not the identity. This sounds simple, but it is revolutionary in its implications. When a Fulani herdsman commits murder, he must be hunted, arrested, and tried, not because he is Fulani, but because he is a murderer. When a thief militiaman burns a Fulani home, he must face the same justice. But this requires a judiciary and a police force that have been cleansed of ethnic bias, and that, in turn, requires political courage of a kind that is rare in any nation. It means telling your own ethnic constituency, if our people commit crimes, they will be punished. And it means telling your enemy's constituency, if your people are innocent, they will be protected. This is the only language that breaks the circle. Everything else is just war by other means. Third, and most difficult, the Nigerian state must address the ecological and economic roots of the violence. The Fulani bandits are monsters, no doubt, but they are also men whose traditional grazing routes have been blocked by farms, whose cattle have been stolen by climate change, whose youth have been radicalized by poverty and neglect. This does not excuse their crimes. Nothing excuses kidnapping and murder. But to fight only the symptom while ignoring the disease is to guarantee that new bandits will rise as fast as old ones fall. The Nigerian state must invest in ranching, provide alternative livelihoods, and build trust across the herder-farmer divide. This is slow work. It is unglamorous work. It does not make for dramatic headlines, but it is the only work that ends the circle permanently. Because if we go fire for fire, Nigeria will plunge into a deadly civil war. It is coming if we don't manage it. Fourth, Nigeria must refuse the seduction of collective guilt. This is the hardest lesson of July 1966. Remember, after the first coup, Northerners blamed all Igbo. After the counter coup, Igbo blamed all Northerners, and 1,000,000 died in a war that ensued. So today, when a Fulani bandit kills, the temptation is to say the Fulani are killers. When a thief militia retaliates, the temptation is to say that the thieves are savages. But these are not truths. They are suicide notes written in the grammar of ethnicity. A nation that succumbs to collective guilt has already chosen civil war, and it is merely waiting for the march. The only alternative is to insist relentlessly, publicly, even against the tide of grief and rage, that a criminal is a criminal, and a civilian is a civilian, and no one is guilty for the sins of their ethnic sibling. Fellow countrymen and women, the Nigerian state must learn to distinguish between defense and vengeance. Defense is the militia that stands at the edge of a village and repels an imminent attack. Vengeance is the militia that crosses into the next valley and burns a sleeping hamlet. One is the right of every human being. The other is the path to July 1966 and to every massacre that followed. The state must defend the first while prosecuting the second. And communities must learn to demand protection without demanding blood. Note, you cannot stop the circle of violence by choosing a side within it. You can only stop it by stepping outside of it, by refusing to let the criminal define your enemy, by insisting that justice is blind to ethnicity, and by building a state so strong in its fairness that no citizen feels the need to become a vigilante. This is harder than revenge. It is slower than rage. It requires patience, trust, and a kind of moral courage that is rare in any generation. But the alternative is not victory. The alternative is an endless July month after month, year after year, each counter-violence birthing the next, until Nigeria becomes not a nation, but a graveyard of good intentions. And the only epitaph reads, "They struck first, so we struck back, and then we all died." Break the chain, not with a bigger gun, but with a better nation. A word is enough for the wise. Thank you for listening to me. I am Edmund.
Let's look at the Fulani question clearly.
Yes.
Where is the Fulani question taking Nigeria?
Well, there's only one way to take Nigeria, is to destroy the country, to destroy the space. Well, it has destroyed the country, and that's why I say we have now a space, is to take over that space and drive away, kill as many as they can kill, rape as many as they can rape, do whatever, plunder as many as much they can, and take ownership of a place that never belonged to them. That is where they are taking Nigeria to. And the resistance that will follow their ambition, their nefarious plans, is that will bring now the confrontation that will nail the coffin of a place they used to call Nigeria.
It will nail it?
Oh yes, certainly.
There's already a coffin?
Certainly. There's no doubt in my mind. The Fulani they may be politically savvy because of their advisors in Britain and US, but they are too unintelligent to want to take over the space called Nigeria. They are too unintelligent to think that they can ever become owners of this place. It's just not possible.
Is that not a conspiracy
Intelligent
theory?
people will not attempt. Any intelligent people who cannot take over ordinary Biram in Plateau State, who have tried for more than 25 years and they have not been able to conquer Biram, just Biram, and take it over, who have never dared to attack a single village in Lantan, will now dream that they can overrun the entire Igbo land or overrun a Yoruba land.
But where is that theory coming from?
Which theory?
This theory of Fulani wanting to take over our land. Is it not a conspiracy theory that might tear us apart?
No, it's not a conspiracy theory. They tried in Plateau. Plateau is almost 100% a Christian place. Bauchi is about 80% Christian. Nasarawa is about 90% Christian. Niger State is about 60% Christian. But see what is there now. Benue had been completely ravished. Kogi State is under continuous attack. And they come, they displace the people there, they settle there. When you go to Sango Katav has virtually become a Fulani enclave, which wasn't so 20 years ago. It wasn't so during the time Lekwot gave them resistance. What I'm saying, therefore, is that the way they have plundered Benue, that people there can no longer go to their farms, they go into the houses, kidnap, rape, so on and so forth. The plan is to continue, once they will have taken over the whole place, is now to move downward south. They've now moved to the east, they've moved to south, they've been killing people in Delta, they're doing the same thing in Yoruba land. Let me land. You can now see that it is the same pattern. That was the way it started when between 1804 and 1880, Yunfa, the supreme head of the Hausa kingdoms, of the Hausa 7 kingdoms, were massacred, and they took over and then installed emirs in these places. And they've not relented. It's the same dream that they want to continue now that they had a man who had greater sympathy for their cause than they ever had.
Then what is unique about the Fulani that gives the Fulani the boldness to make the attempts you have just described, which the Sultan will not agree with you?
I know Sultan now, they've now seen, that's what I'm saying, they've now seen that it's not possible, that they're just being stupid and misguided by their few leaders who are selfish and ignorant. Who are you? 6 million of you. Who are you? What is it that's emboldening you that you continue this murderous journey?
Does your supposed coming Republic of Biafra include the Southern people?
There is nobody called South. You've read geography. Where in geography, in the cardinal points, do you have South before?
I mean, with the state of Nigeria, there's 6 geopolitical zones, and we have to face the fact that there's 6 geopolitical zones, and the minorities in the former eastern region have been pushed under the south.
Who is the minority?
The Jaws, the Effiks.
Minority against who?
I'm saying, do they include?
No, I'm asking you, you're a journalist. Minority against who? I cannot be in my father's compound. You come and say I'm a minority. Minority, there has to be a definition. What we are looking at here is a definition drawn up by people who are alien to our way of life. I have said it before, I said it last night, and I'll repeat it. The word Jew is what is called a corrupted version of Judah. In Israel, Judah is only but one tribe. But the name Judah took over everybody else, either by commission or omission.
Do you believe
I need to answer your questions. You come to your question. We can stay here till tomorrow morning. We're not going anywhere. Jews took over. It doesn't mean that the other tribes are not there, like Benjamin and all the rest of them. They are still there. But the Jew took over. Nobody has been able to disprove me that the people of Ejon, Efik, Ibibio, and Igbo people are from one family. Nobody has disproved it. They are one people. All this minority report was brought by the British. The British gave us a minority. Do you know the reason why? They wrote the minority report saying that the Calabars, the people in Akwa Ibom, if they go, what is going to happen to them? And when I was studying in England, many years ago, something occurred to me. Why did you not have a minority commission in the north? Where you have the TV people, the Nupe people, the Wari people, the Birom people. Why no minority commission? Why minority commission here? It is the classic divide and rule. They found oil. The only way to have access to your oil is to divide you. Very simple. If I want to come to your family and take something from you, I'll get you fighting with your brothers. You're fighting, I'll be cutting away what you have. So that was why they set up minority commission.
There is a difference in emphasis because you see, African people sometimes are a bit stupid, and I'll tell you why I think we are very, very daft. A change or slight variation in language does not mean you're a different people. It doesn't mean that at all. In Israel, they have Yiddish. They have Hebrew. When Christ was on earth, he was not speaking Hebrew, he was speaking Aramaic. Does that mean he is not an Israeli? Does that mean that those that speak Yiddish are not Jewish people? Does it mean if you speak Hebrew, you don't belong? So why is it that when you speak Hebrew, you speak Ejo, you speak Efik, you're different? But in Israel, you have Hebrew, you have Yiddish, you have Aramaic, but they're still the same people. Do you see why I say I'm an uneducated man? I study to acquire knowledge. I just don't read to pass. I study to acquire knowledge. Why is it if you go to Nsukka, we can pay for your ticket, you go to Nsukka. If they speak Igbo, if you hear one word, anything you want, I'll give you. The Igbo language is out of this world, completely different. Do you know, I'm from Ibeku. My mother is from Ibeku, so is my father. Our father, where I come from, our own accent and dialect is different from where my mother comes from. Does it mean we're in different countries? My dear brother, Ejo, the Izon people from Owerri, Arochukwu, and Nri are the same brothers, the same father, but not the same mother. The same mother gave birth to 3 sons. One stayed at Nri as the first son. One went to Owerri. One went to Arochukwu. If you come from that part of the world, including Calabar, you come from Arochukwu, go and ask them, they will tell you. That's where they come from. Did they fall from heaven? How did they get to where they are today? We are trying to undo 56 years of Yoruba lies and deceit. Yorubas told people from Anioma that their name is Bendel Igbo. Have you forgotten Bendel Igbo? Now they are Delta Igbo. They are South. Niger Delta. Now Delta. Imo Delta. Very soon you have people claiming they are from Imo Delta, the Imo Delta area. Or from Benue Delta. We are trying to undo years of crap fed to our people. So that an average Biafran will understand that investing your money in Ikotet Bene is far more better than putting it in Abuja. It takes psychological cleanse to make them to reason properly. Some can't reason anymore. You know when you go to the north and you drink fura dununu, you know fura? Untreated milk. Look at that person after 2-3 days. Somebody is answering Angureka. Angureka, where do you come from? I am from Delta. What is a delta? Delta is where water runs into the sea, where the river brings sediments from upstream, deposits it before it goes into the sea. Do you know that life is very fun? Do you know how mysterious life is? A river will carry sand all the way from Niger, all the way from out the coast, or God knows where the source of the Niger comes from, and carry it to, but the ocean at large will not allow that sand to come in. Do you know that? Do you know? They don't know. Yes, the ocean will not allow sand to come in. That river must deposit all that nonsense it's carrying and come into the sea as clean, fresh water. Uncontaminated. That is nature for you, teaching you lessons. So all those alluvial plains, all those plains of land left as a result of years and years and years of sandy deposits. People now living there, you call them the people of the Delta. I said this to them a while ago in London. The great river Mississippi has a delta. The great Nile River has a delta. Limpopo has a delta. So does the Niger. So does it mean that people of the Mississippi Delta and people of the Niger Delta are related? They're all Delta people now. Delta. Is it not Delta? Also, or Delta Airline, probably. Maybe Delta Airline, they fly free on Delta Airline. Because they're from the Delta. This arrant stupidity. Your name is Chinyere, that means you are Igbo. Simple as that. Not Kwa Igbo, not Ka Igbo, half Igbo and three-quarter Igbo. That is buncombe. Absolute nonsense. Even Frederick Lugard acknowledged Igbo and the Bibio. That's what he used to write. The Igbo and the Bibio people, the confidential documents of Frederick Lugard. Is it a coincidence that Ebele Azikiwe is there? It is not. And Azikiwe started and Azikiwe will end it.
I won't be saying anything we go make Biafra to come, make him come. All these things where they talk, say, me, we just calm down, follow rule of law, these things. No, they even work anything because Nigeria, they did deaf. If you don't follow Nigeria seriously, they don't go even take what they do seriously. They don't take Biafra as you say with a joke, or they don't even, in fact, keeping Masina the Kalu in detention, I don't make everybody just silence man, because say, the container done the top. So it's anyhow we be say US go take do or anyhow we be saying go take happen, make Biafra they declare. Now wouldn't be my problem. Because no matter how they try to thwart them, no matter how they try to stop the pressure, you can't stop Biafra. You can't stop the coming of Biafra, because Biafra is a journey that have come to stay. It's a spiritual journey that must be fulfilled. Oluwa Chukwu Kigabem don't already sign and say Biafra must come. So all these things where they talk rubbish, they talk one Nigeria, you know go feel what work. You know go feel work at all. You know go feel work at. It's a shameful thing we be say we will just find ourselves in this situation. God will just do it for us. And I believe say Biafra must be declared, because nobody will go there for Nigeria. We go there happy with within they go for Nigeria. Anybody will there for Nigeria go no say we get all the whole mineral resources to dig great in the whole world, but they know the use, and the leaders know the evil user for the betterment of the people. Now only then they use her. The colonial master will even colonize them. They know they even behave like them. You can't see say military era is better than now, because civilian will be say they get the power now. They even treat the citizen as if say within military region. So it's a shameful thing. If you talk, they go just buy you. If you just speak like this, they go just so you no go talk to, you no go do anything for this country. It's a shameful thing. So that's why we declare anything we gonna make Biafra come now. Waiting we want. Masina the Kalu, they talk the truth here. They talk the truth. They carry and put them for prison, carry and put for Sokoto, and they no one make anybody. So there is hard time. My brother, one of my brothers, he talk say, no country will survive second civil war. But anything we go make, because as we there now, we there alive. We not even there alive the way we were just there right now. So now we think we pray make Biafra come. Biafra is the only thing we be saying go save us. We go make peace and harmony, unity go there for the continent. That's the only best thing, because if Biafra go, Hausa go, Yoruba go, everybody go just manage their own resources, behave well. Everybody go behave well. You go see say there will be a lot of competition. Imagine the kind of talk say even those who want oil, they ready to give on the oil, so that Biafra go just do on their own. Well, I'm not going to just talk much. Don't forget to share this video to everyone on every social media platform. Don't forget to click the subscribe button for more updates. Time for Biafra. It's time to say Biafra will come. Right freedom for Mazin and freedom for the people of Biafra.